Stop demonizing carbs, guys. Carbs are a great macro. They're great to have in your diet. I was in the gym today, and obviously, I this is something that I talk about a lot. But I was in the gym today, and they had TVs on. And if you guys don't know me, I hate TVs in the gym. One of my biggest pet peeves. I believe you should be focused in the gym. So I'm walking on my treadmill. I'm just warming up. Not cardio, just warming up before I get started for my lift. And I just happen to look up, and I avoid looking at the TV. I really believe that TVs do not belong in gyms. Huge distraction. But I look up and I see, oh, a keto diet is so good for clearing depression. Obviously pushing the anti-carb agenda. And even when I go on Instagram, I see stuff about anti-carb and stuff like that. First of all, the reason why a lot of people like the idea of a low carb diet is because you lose weight faster because you deplete your glycogen stores. But if you guys know what I preach building an aesthetic physique. So an aesthetic physique doesn't mean we lose weight fast. It means we want to lose fat. Just because the scale drops so fast when you lose glycogen because you deplete your glycogen stores from low carbs doesn't mean that you're losing fat. That keto diet does do is it does eliminate some of the processed foods, which is the biggest thing. So it's not carbs, oh, potatoes, oats, vegetables, rice. It's the Doritos, the Oreos. I don't even eat like that, so I don't even know what foods. Gummy bears, stuff like that. When you remove processed carbs like that, yes, you will have a better brain chemistry. Yes, you will feel better mentally. So that's what that is. It's not necessarily carbs, but it's the type of carbs that those people in the study that they were showing were eating, and the fact that removing those processed foods allowed them to not feel that depression that they were feeling mentally. That's what that was. But of course, it's just going to show, oh, keto diet. And then even on social media, I'm seeing people, and people DM me all the time, oh, I'm cutting out carbs, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And it's just like all three macronutrients they all play a role, guys. Your protein plays a role, your fats play a role, your carbs play a role. And there's a lot of confusion in the fitness space, and a lot of people looking to sell stuff, which I talk about. And yes, I do fitness coaching. Yes, I sell programs. Yes, I sell stuff like that. But what I do is I do my best to simplify things as much as I can, because some things are pretty complicated. But I see a lot of people go out of their way to confuse people or to make people feel like they don't know what they're talking about in order for them to buy into their program. You get what I'm saying? So I see a lot of people saying, "Oh, well, you're not using carbs right," and stuff like that. And yes, there are certain nuances to things, but just completely eliminating a macro, whether it be fats or carbs, because everybody knows that we need protein. But when it comes to the carbs and fats, you get these people pushing heavy to eliminate certain stuff. And I'm telling you guys, if you want to build an aesthetic physique, this is my physique, and I'm cutting right now. So I still got some fat I want to lose. Guess what? I'm glad I mentioned that, because guess what? I was having some sleep issues last week as I was cutting, and guess what's helping me get my sleep back together? Eating more carbs. More carbs at night. Last 2 nights of sleep, I've slept amazing. Last night I had my best night of sleep probably since like January. Amazing night of sleep last night, and I had like 700 grams of carbs last night, and I had 1,000 grams of carbs a couple days before that. Now, don't run with that. I'm not saying, because I had a few people, I posted on my social media story. I had a few people ask me, Randall, should I be eating this much? No, I'm extremely, extremely active. We all have different glycogen stores. The more muscle you have and the more active you are, more glycogen you could basically hold in your muscles. So like my stores are up to like 600 to 800 grams. I have to eat that daily. If not, I start getting depleted. Like it's that serious for me and my activity level. For most people, if you lift weights and you're relatively active, that's for most people that's gonna be about 200 to 400. I would say for like the average person. But I'm 6'2" and I'm very, very active, and I have a decent amount of muscle. I was depleted. I was on lower carbs, but like way low carbs for me is like 400, which is way too low. And I did that for about a week just because I wanted to flush some things out, but it was impeding on my recovery, which is why I couldn't sleep. So I needed that 1,000 gram carb day, and before that I did like an 800 gram. And this whole week I'm running like 700 grams, and then I'm gonna get back to my deficit next week, but I'm gonna take it a little slower, and I'm gonna be at like 650 grams. So That's showing you how much carbs you can eat. Not you, if you're not that active. Please don't run with this, because if you eat too many carbs, you will spill over. But I just want to tell you guys and explain to you guys that carbs aren't necessarily bad. But people demonize carbs. And our goal isn't to lose weight, it's to build an aesthetic physique. Now, am I saying that you can't build a physique without carbs? I'm not saying that. But if you care about physique, if you care about even health, because carbs are good for your mental health, carbs are good for your serotonin. Like I said, me going to sleep. Carbs are good for more things. Carbs are protein sparing. When you don't eat carbs, instead of your body using your carbs for fuel, when you go do an intense workout, just use the protein for fuel because it needs something to use for fuel. And carbs is the body's preferred choice of fuel. So fat or carbs or protein, like there's different things that the body could use. The body wants to use carbs. So when you're training hard or training intensely, you want to make sure that you're having carbs in your system. So this is what it is, guys. I know I've kind of been all over the place a little bit recently, but it's like every day where I see something that I want to talk about, I'm gonna talk about it. So I talk about just self-development in general. So if I see some goofy shit on the Planet Fitness TV, like bad carbs and Instagram showing me stuff that carbs are bad, so I'm talking about carbs. Yesterday, a dude DM'd me. He was asking me some questions about like locking in and stuff, so I dropped a video about that. So I'm just having fun, man. I'm just here to help you guys in self-development, mind, body, and creative life. But if you want to know more about nutrition and you need help with your nutrition, check the description. I do one-on-one coaching. Also, if you want to speak to me one-on-one, I also do a strategy call for that. And I have some custom training programs and some custom nutrition programs that I've been giving out as well. So check the description for that. A lot of people struggle with nutrition. A lot of people know that they like carbs, that they enjoy eating carbs, but they see a fitness coach online say to eliminate carbs, and they take that route, and then they wonder why they can't sustain the diet because your structure is off. So if you need a structured nutrition program that you can stick to for life, because it's really simple once you get a plan, check the description. I'll write a plan that's curated for your lifestyle and your goals. I've been doing that recently. A lot of people have been liking it. And I'm really glad I started doing that because a lot of people, when I look at how they structure their nutrition, it's just jacked up. Low carb, cheat meals. What else am I seeing? Like 3 times the amount of protein. Like it's like somebody like weighing 160 eating like 290 grams of protein with like low fat. Like I'm seeing a whole bunch of crazy stuff. I'm seeing stuff that doesn't make sense, but I get it because there's a lot of confusion out here. But nevertheless, stop demonizing carbs. Carbs are good. If you choose to do a low carb diet, that's fine. But I do want you to know that you're not fat because of carbs. You may be eating too many carbs. You may not be eating the right types of carbs, and it's usually going to be one of those two. Most people, they think it's carbs, but they're eating bullshit, number one, and number two, they're eating too much. And then they cut out carbs, and because their diet is so carb heavy, it puts them in a deficit, and they think it's because of the carbs. It's not because of the carbs. Even people who are overweight, who don't necessarily have that insulin sensitivity that a lean person, an active person like me may have, I would still include some amount of carbs in their diet. I would never put anybody on an absolutely no carb diet or a less than 50-gram carb diet. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, 99.9% of you guys will never eat the amount of carbs that I eat just because of overall muscle mass, height, and activity, which is fine. Your goal shouldn't be to eat 1,000 grams of carbs. That's a lot. But this idea that I'm just gonna eliminate carbs from my diet, or I'm just gonna eliminate fats. I had a dude comment on my Instagram yesterday when I was posting my grocery haul. He told me I should have got chicken breast over chicken thighs. I said, why? He said, because chicken thighs have fats and more calories. I'm like, fats and calories are good. Like, but he probably saw somebody talk, and I told him, I'm like, and technically chicken thighs are better than breast, not only because they have more fats, but they have more vitamin B12, more iron. They have a way better nutrient profile than chicken breast. So there's a lot of confusion out here. Fats are bad. Calories are bad. Carbs are bad. No, they're not, guys. Calories are not bad either. Like there's a mindset that like the calories and the carbs and the fats are bad. It's a fat mindset to have. Because if you're an athlete, if you're building a physique, you'll need the fats for hormones, even though they're 9 calories per gram. You'll need the carbs for fuel because you're an athlete, you perform. You want to fill out. You'll need the calories. Calories aren't necessarily bad. Yes, people eat too much, but once you get out that fat mindset and you lose the weight and now you're lean, you understand insulin sensitivity. You understand that you have to fuel performance. You understand that you need carbs and calories and fats and proteins and everything to recover and to go into your next session carved up, fueled up, recovered so that you could kill it again. You understand what it means to fill out your muscle, to fill out your glycogen stores. I have veins at rest a lot because I eat a high carb diet and I'm lean. That's part of it. Part of that is just carbs because I'll be having like veins like everywhere, man. I'll show you guys. Like my legs are all veined out. And a lot of that is just the fact that I eat a high carb diet. I don't even know if you guys can see that. A lot of that is just the fact that I eat a high carb diet. Yes, I'm lean, but I also eat a lot of carbs. So I'm full. I'm hard. Pause. So that's the video for today, guys. Stop demonizing carbs. If you need help, check the description. If you want to speak to me one on one or work with me, check the description. As always, this is Random Branch Media. I talk about mind, I talk about body, I talk about creative life. So I talk about a few things, but the goal is self-development. The goal is to help you guys out, man. I'll see you guys tomorrow. You guys have a good day. Peace.